Hi guys, please excuse the state of me today. I'm actually not very well. I've got a really awful cold, and just after I have finished videoing or filming this video, I will be having a nap. So I haven't got any makeup on and my hair is just thrown up and I'm wearing really rubbish clothes, but please ignore that. I felt like I really had to do this video. Also, my lighting is dreadful. There we go, that's a bit better. Yeah, so it's not going to be a long one, but I have a few things here that I want to talk to you about in the Awesome or Awful series, which I'm sort of doing. So I have 4 items here that I have been trying out for the past sort of week or so. The last, I showed you one of the things that I gave you like a little bit of a teaser last week, and it was the Lycra Wear 10 Minerals Ash Rose by Rimmel. Now this is a nail polish that is said to last 10 days without chipping due to its sort of Lycra technology. Well, yeah, it doesn't. Even with a top coat, it doesn't. So for me, this, I mean, it's not a bad product and the colour is gorgeous and I really like the formula, but it just doesn't live up to what it says it's going to do, which for me just isn't, you know, it's, if you're going to say you're going to do something, do it. If you can't do it, don't say you're going to do it, sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, it's a lovely colour. It's a really nice formulation. It just does not last 10 days without chipping. So yeah, no. So that's sort of fallen into a, it's not really awful, but it's also not awesome. It's sort of like a eh. The next product that I have to talk to you about, however, is freaking amazing. Sorry, little spoiler alert there. And it is the Garnier 5-second Perfect Blur Primer. This stuff is amazing. Amazing. You can use this as a moisturizer, or you can obviously use it as a makeup base. Now, it says that it has like an optical illusion effect where it sort of smooths your skin out, and it really does work. Now, this is quite expensive for a drugstore product. It's about, I think it's $12.99. So it's not that cheap, and you really don't get a lot of product. You get 30 mils of product in this gigantic tube. A bit weird, but it really, really, really does work. It really does. It's actually quite impressive. I used it, first off, I used it just as like a moisturizer because I was trying to have some like makeup free days because it's been so hot. So I was like, okay, I'll just use it as sort of like a moisturizer. And then for the last few days, I've been using it as a under makeup base, and it makes my makeup look flawless. Like, it doesn't really smell of much. It has a very weird texture. It's almost like, I don't know, when I first rubbed it into my hand, I was like, how is that going to work? Because it kind of like bunched up, and it feels very, very smooth, but it's kind of moussey. And even on the back of my hand, I noticed that it had kind of blurred. Now, I'm only 23, but I do have quite large pores, and I also have dry skin, and I do have fine lines on my face, and this just makes my skin look perfect. So I would definitely say, if you're looking for a primer and you have the same sort of skin type as me, then my lighting is going ridiculous because of the sun. But definitely give it a go. Definitely give it a try. It's really, really good. Like, it is really freaking good. So that is a big awesome for Garnier. Okay, so I have 2 more products for you, and the next one I'm going to talk about, again, it's not really awesome, but it's also not really awful. It kind of falls into that central category, and this is the MAC Smolder Eye Kohl or the MAC Eye Kohl in the shade Smolder, and it's just a black kohl pencil. It's quite hard, like it's not a particularly soft kohl pencil, so it is quite a solid one, which makes me a little bit frightened to like tightline with it or waterline with it, because it is a little bit kind of hard and solid. It smudges beautifully, I will give it that. It's not the most pigmented kohl pencil I've ever used. And like I said, I mean, it's not bad, but it's also not great. I mean, you know, the only really high point of it is that it does smudge beautifully and very, very easily, but it doesn't stay on the eyes very long either because of its incredible smudging ability. It just kind of smudges itself away after a little while, and I'm like, well, you know, this isn't a cheap eyeliner, you know, it's like £13-14, it's not cheap. And when you're paying that kind of money, I kind of expect it to work, you know? So yeah, and the last product is a massive, massive win for me. I picked this up in Boots, because they do supply MUA, and this is one of their eyeshadow, mono eyeshadow things, and this is in the shade Peony, and it's sort of like a beautiful cranberry sort of burgundy shimmer, and it swatches beautifully. It's just this beautiful kind of pinky shimmery shade, perfect for this time of year. It blends beautifully, a little goes a long way, it smudges again out really nicely. It's very well pigmented, like even swatching it, it feels nice. It doesn't feel hard, it doesn't feel chunky, it doesn't feel rough. It's a very smooth, soft formulation, whilst not being so soft that it feels like you'll break it when you touch it. The packaging could be a bit better, you know, but considering these are like £2 and you get such a good quality product, really, you know, the fact that it's in a plastic package, that doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's just my little rundown of these 4 things that I've recently picked up. Oh, the only other thing, 2 things that I really wanted to talk, hang on a minute, I've forgotten a couple of bits. Okay, there's a few more things that I did actually pick up this month that I really, really, really want to talk about, that I've just remembered. I was kind of hoping this would only be a very short video, but I've kind of got into the swing of it now. So the next thing is a very big sort of cult classic in the beauty world, and it is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Now, I got the shade Chantilly, which is basically white. I have to mix it with my other concealer, my Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, because it is a little bit too light for me. But this concealer is awesome. This concealer is excellent. I have very, very dark under eye circles, which you can probably see right now because I haven't actually got any makeup on. This is excellent. It really, really does conceal and brighten and do all of the things it says it's going to do. And yes, it is not a cheap product, but I would definitely, definitely recommend anybody who is very fair, because this shade, I mean, I'm very fair and this shade is too light for me. So if anybody is very fair, then I would recommend this. If anybody has trouble concealing their under eyes, I would recommend this. And if anybody also has trouble with creasing or flaking of concealer on their under eyes, I would definitely recommend this. It is a fantastic product. And yes, it's expensive, but it is worth every single penny. Okay, so I want to also talk about a mascara that I recently picked up. And this is sort of the complete opposite end of the scale. This is a cheaper product. This was only £3 I paid for this. And this is the e.l.f. Volumizing Mascara. And it comes in this white tube, which is a bit misleading because you assume that it's either going to be like a lash primer or it's going to be clear, but it's not. This is actually the jet black, and this is an amazing, amazing mascara. Okay, so it's got a rubberized wand that is very, very flexible. So you can really get in there, which is amazing. It's a really nice size. It's not too big, it's not really tiny. You can get right into sort of the inner corner and the outer corner of your eye to really get your lashes out there. It lengthens, it volumizes, it sort of spreads your lashes out so that they flutter, it holds a curl. And I think for £3, that is absolutely amazing. It does not transfer, it does not flake. I can sit there and rub my eyes and none of my mascara will come off. It will only come off if you actively wipe it off with a cleansing water or a makeup remover, etc, etc. It will only come off then. And I would say definitely, if you're in the market for a decent mascara that is more natural looking, it is not going to give you boom false eyelashes. What it will do is enhance what you already have, which I prefer that in a mascara. I don't like clumpy mascaras. I don't like mascaras that, you know, have that false lash effect. I also am not a big fan of fibrous mascaras, but this one, it just works beautifully. I like the packaging, I like the price, and I like the way the product works. So yeah, brilliant. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is another awesome product. I am on a roll this week. We've only got 2 awful products out of 7, which is incredible. So the last thing that I want to talk about is this. Now, I finally gave in to the internet hype and I went out and I bought a sleek palette. This is not one of the blush palettes, this is one of the eyeshadow palettes, and this is in the shade Oh So Special number 658, and this is what it looks like. It's got some really lovely neutral mattes and neutral shimmers, and then it's also got some more colourful mattes and some more colourful shimmers, and it is a very lovely palette. The colours blend well together. You know, you look at it and you can think, yes, I can get a decent look out of that. I will not have to dip into other palettes to get a decent look. It has good transition shades, it has good crease shades, and then obviously it's got great lid shades. It's a fantastic little palette. It's small and it's compact, so it's good for travel. The packaging, whilst plastic, does feel very sturdy, which I like. I think it's magnetic, either that or it clips. Yeah, it clips. It clips together, so it's nice and compact, it's nice and sturdy. The shadows themselves have excellent pigmentation, they apply beautifully, they blend beautifully, and to me, for £8, that's fantastic. You know, when you're paying £8 for 12 shadows, and they are such good quality, and they blend so well, and they're such high in pigment, and they're very soft. They feel, I wouldn't say high end, but they don't feel particularly drugstore either. They feel kind of middle of the road. To me, I would compare the texture of these shadows to Stila or to Urban Decay. It's that kind of range we're looking at. But they're just brilliant. They're wonderful shadows, and I really love them. So I would definitely suggest going out and getting yourself a sleek palette if you want to get a really good palette for a small amount of money. So that is it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm so glad that I got to show you 4 awesome products and 3 not so awesome products. If you do still like this series idea, then please let me know in the comments. Please subscribe, please give me a big thumbs up, and as usual, all links to other forms of media will be down below: my Twitter, my Instagram, and my blog. Please go and check those out. Please follow my Instagram, please follow my Twitter, please follow my blog. Thank you very much, guys. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.